You may hear of listeriosis, salmonella, strep, E. coli, pseudomonas. Those are all things that we are also concerned about in the milk. For the most part, that is an issue of cleanliness. Okay? Salmonella is usually a case of the animals were fed something bad. Salmonella does not happen spontaneously. It comes from an infection. Strep is endemic. Both strep and staph are around us all the time. If we are kept healthy, if our goats are kept healthy, then staph and strep are not an issue. Strep is really not a concern in goats. I've never really heard of a problem with strep in goats, but I do know that staph is an issue. And we hear about staph infections in hospitals and how those are not responding to, antibiotic treatment. Let me explain to you how that works and why that is an issue and why it is not the milk's fault. Okay? You may hear a claim from a producer that says there are no antibiotics in their milk. Well, that's good because the law says they're not allowed to have antibiotics in their milk. If milk is being collected for sale, the procedure that's taken in a commercial operation is that the milk is pooled into the central cooling vat, and before that milk is hooked up to the bulk tank, or actually we call that cooling vat the bulk tank. Before that bulk tank is hooked up to the shipping truck, a sample from each tank is taken. That sample is sealed, the name of the herd is put on it, and then it is put in a safe place, and the milk is then pumped up into the tanker truck. That tanker truck is not refrigerated. It is simply a giant insulated thermos bottle. So if there's any milk that's infected in there, and it's warm before it leaves, and excuse me, itch. They want milk to be cool before it goes, but they can't always guarantee that it's going to be cooled down below 40 before it ships. So if any of that milk is infected or has antibiotics in it, then that's going to contaminate the entire bulk tank. All of those farms, and sometimes that's 7 farms in one tank, all of those farms are going to be unable to sell that batch of milk.